Some years ago, Saudi Arabia's crown prince made an announcement that immediately drew global attention. He revealed plans for a bold and futuristic development project, one that, according to him, would reshape the future of his country and set a new blueprint for the world. His vision? To build a city that stretches in a straight line for over 100 miles. This futuristic idea, now known as the Line, is part of a much larger campaign called Saudi Vision 2030. It's the government's long-term plan to prepare the nation for a future that doesn't depend so heavily on oil. For decades, Saudi Arabia's economy has thrived because of petroleum. Oil wealth transformed the kingdom into one of the most powerful economies in the region, ranking among the top 20 worldwide. With the second largest oil reserves on the planet, petroleum has always been both its strength and its vulnerability. As the world gradually shifts toward renewable energy, the risk of relying solely on oil has become clearer. That's why Saudi Arabia is now working to diversify. Vision 2030 includes heavy investments in infrastructure, education, scientific research, healthcare, tourism, and, most importantly, renewable technologies. The goal is to spark new industries that will secure the kingdom's future long after oil demand begins to decline. This push for massive transformation is not unique to Saudi Arabia. Across the Arabian Peninsula, other nations are also pursuing bold, futuristic projects to reduce their reliance on oil. While each program has its own scale and goals, they all share a common theme: reshaping their economies through ambitious investments in innovation and growth. Saudi Vision 2030 was first announced in 2016, and at the center of it stands Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, better known as MBS. Although his official titles are Crown Prince and Minister of Defense, he is widely regarded as the country's true leader and decision-maker. The most striking part of his vision is the project called NEOM. Planned for the Tabuk province in northwestern Saudi Arabia, NEOM covers an enormous area along the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aqaba. This location places it directly opposite Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, a tourism hub famous worldwide. The idea is for NEOM to outshine it, becoming an even greater center for tourism, technology, and business. This area also includes the islands of Tiran and Sanafir, which were historically disputed between Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Their official transfer to Saudi Arabia paved the way for potential megaprojects, like a bridge. But the real spotlight came when MBS unveiled the Line. For the first time, the public saw how NEOM's central city concept would actually look. The Line is structured on 3 layers. The top level is for pedestrians only. No cars, no roads, just parks and walkable spaces. The middle level is for shops, services, and other commercial activity. And at the lowest level runs the so-called spine, a high-speed transport system capable of traveling the city's full length in just 20 minutes. The entire design is centered on sustainability. The city aims to eliminate the need for personal cars, reduce sprawl, and run entirely on clean energy sources like solar, wind, and hydrogen. Artificial intelligence will also play a major role, optimizing resources, managing transport, and making daily life more efficient. The Saudi government has pledged around $500 billion for NEOM, but many questions remain about its practicality. For instance, while the focus on renewable energy and sustainability is admirable, critics argue that the line's rigid design literally cuts across the natural landscape, ignoring the coastline and bulldozing through challenging terrain. From above, the straight-line shape may look stunning, but whether it truly improves daily life for residents, or even allows for natural city growth, is still uncertain. It's worth noting that this linear city concept isn't entirely new. In the late 19th century, Spanish planner Arturo Soria y Mata proposed similar designs, hoping to combine urban life with close access to nature. Later, Soviet planner Nikolai Milojutin attempted versions of it in cities like Volgograd and Magnitogorsk. And in the 1950s, Brazil famously built its new capital, Brasilia, with a central axis running through the city. While Brasilia was hailed as futuristic at the time, it has since faced criticism for being designed from above rather than for the people living on its streets. NEOM, in contrast, claims it will succeed where these others fell short, by eliminating cars entirely and building a people-first city. Still, skeptics remain cautious. Can a city drawn on a map really adapt to the unpredictable needs of its future residents? Another layer of controversy surrounds the human cost. Local tribes, such as the Al-Huatat, have been forced out of their homes to make way for construction, and human rights groups have raised alarms about the lack of choice given to those displaced. To attract foreign investors, the government has promised NEOM will operate as a special economic zone with its own tax system and potentially even its own legal framework, modeled after systems in places like Dubai. This is meant to reassure international businesses, but the exact structure of these laws is still unclear. And here lies the contradiction. On the surface, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman promotes modernization, innovation, and cautious liberalization. But at the same time, his government has cracked down on dissent, jailed activists, and has been internationally condemned for human rights abuses, most infamously linked to the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. This is why many observers see NEOM and The Line not just as a futuristic city project, but also as a global PR campaign. It's a way for Saudi Arabia to rebrand itself as progressive and forward-looking, while masking deeper political and social issues at home. In the end, The Line is more than just a piece of urban planning. It's a symbol of how Saudi Arabia wants to be seen in the 21st century: futuristic, sustainable, and bold. But whether it will deliver on these promises, or remain just a dazzling dream on paper, is something only the future will decide.